Hey guys, it's Patricia from Yarny Cat Crochet. I got my Mr. Marbles t-shirt on. Um, I talk about Lil Bub's big fund where they donate money to special needs animals, and this is one of their spokes cats, Mr. Marbles. But anyway, I thought I'd do a little crochet and chat. I did a late night knitting chat yesterday, and I'm using this neon striped yarn. Now, my idea for a stained glass blanket, when I did the granny square, there's so much black in this that it didn't really make a pretty pattern to me. So now I'm going to see about doing it in square form and see how that looks, and then doing a square block and make a square block. I don't know how to set this where you guys can see good. Granny squares. So anyway, I just got off of Sam's live, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Was my first time being a moderator, so I didn't know if I could, but I figured it out. So it was cool. I like to try new things occasionally. I got up this morning, went to the store, got some Christmas cards, and and they had, so it was the Dollar General store. It's if you don't know what the Dollar General store is, it's like the Dollar Tree except for more money. I think, well, it's not like a Five Below either, because they got stuff that has more money than Five Below, but it's a cheaper store. But anyway, they had their fall decorations all half off. And aren't these cute? These little salt and pepper shakers, owls. My sister-in-law likes owls, so it was $3, but I got it for $1.50. Isn't that cute? There were some more things, and I wanted them, but I just bought my Black Friday sale yarn, which I did it in 2 batches. I did pre-Black Friday, which it's all the same sale, by the way, same discount off. But I got all these striped yarns. If you watch my haul vids, you'll see all the colors. But I went back on Joann's on Black Friday. I didn't go there. I went on the website, and I got 3 more of these so that I can make my mom's poncho. And then I got some 24/7 cotton yarn, and they had the color of beets, which is really interesting. I'm gonna do a yarn haul vid, so you guys will get to see it. My husband and son are out picking it up, so I'll do another vid later. I'll hop on for a bit and show you it. But I got 3 different colors of the 24/7 cotton. I think it was just 3, and then I got 3 more of those polo stripes because it has got the purple in it. My mom likes purple, so. But anyway, so yeah. And I thought I'd get on here and do a little crocheting and talking, which I'm faster at the knitting and talking than I am the crochet and talking. I don't know why there's a difference, because I'm a really fast crocheter. But when I'm talking, it's like some people can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. Yeah, it's hard for me to crochet and talk, but I'm practicing so I can get in all the practice. And I'm going to have a live as soon as possible. I have to, I'll probably do a test live just one day you'll see it pop up, and I'll label it test live, and see how that goes. You know, what problems that I might have, so I can fix them and come on and do a real live. And in the real live, I will, for my first live, I won't do it for all the lives, but for my first live, I'll have something to give away in the for the people that come to the live. And then periodically from then on, I will do giveaways during the lives. I sound like I have a frog in my throat. I don't know why. I might be dry, but I just drank some tea, so I don't know. But yeah, I have lots of ideas. I really should write them down on paper so I don't forget. There's so many things I want to do to grow my channel, get the subscribers and the watch hours I need. So anyway, I hope this isn't too boring. I'm trying to concentrate. It's better with the knitting chat. I don't know. Knitting isn't easier for me, so I don't know why that I can knit and chat so easy. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, my grandma really loved her shawl, and she asked me how long it took to make it, and I was like, well, Grandma, it took a really long time, but it's not because I couldn't have got it. I could have got it done in a week. Probably less if I worked on it nonstop, but it's just that I got sidetracked with the hats and just all the other things that were going on, you know. So much stuff going on around the holidays. But yeah, we're having all different variations of leftover turkey. There's a song that's really funny. It's like the 12 Days of Christmas, but it talks about how many different ways to make the turkey. And whenever it gets to that part that goes, 5 golden rings, it goes, flaming turkey wings. And it's so funny. It cracks me up. But I'm easy to crack up. You can ask my son. I crack myself up all the time. He doesn't think it's funny. He's a good son, but he doesn't lead me on. He's like, okay, Mom. I am going to miss him when he moves to Japan. I tell you what, we were pretty close, or are pretty close. I don't know why I said were. We are pretty close, and I haven't been separated from him. Maybe if he had an overnight or something, but well, there was one time during the time we had that tornado in 2012 in Henryville, and I went up. My mom, she was having a surgery procedure. One where you get to go home and you know, needed somebody to take her to the hospital and bring her home. And not to mention, even if she didn't need somebody, I just wanted to be there. And so I went up, and while she's having the procedure, on the TV screen in the waiting room, there was all this hustle and bustle, and there was fire engines and stuff, and my Uncle Randy said, you need to come look at this. And so I did. I'm like, what, tornadoes? There's tornadoes all the time. if it's Tuesday, there's a tornado. Somebody just sneezed, tornado. I mean, just tornadoes all the time. I mean, obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but everybody could vouch for me that it is a real part of our lives. Just like there's rain in England a lot, well, there's tornadoes a lot in Indiana and all those Midwestern states, you know. I don't know why they call us Tornado Alley. Well, I mean, there's people say that in a lot of places, but I think we're like in the direct line of it. But anyway, to go back to what I was talking about, so I looked on the TV and then I realized that it was Henryville. And I'm like, oh no. My son goes to school there, and if you watch the replay videos, there's this one part where the wall of the gym gets blowed in. Bricks go flying everywhere and everything. Right outside that wall is where the buses would sit for them to get on the bus to come home from school, and probably to unload too. I can't remember how the unloading went, but anyway, at that time that tornado come through, would have been they were loading the buses. But the principal, which I didn't get along well with the principal, but my personal opinion aside, he made a good decision that day. He let them go 15 minutes early, and a lot of people were like, you knew this was coming, but yeah, but if he had sent them home any sooner, they'd have been home alone, you know, with all this chaos going on. It's hard to explain, but trust me when I say that it's better the way it happened. Some of them were on the road and missing it. A couple buses did have to, like, one pulled into a field and all the kids went down into the basement of, because she saw the tornado. It was so big. It was huge. I forget how wide across it was, but she went right through the field to that girl's house to get there quicker. So all the kids got in the basement. Sorry. It is still very real and emotional to me in my mind. But anyway, those kids were all safe. They went into that girl's basement. And one school bus was on the road, but it was getting dangerous, and she drove back to the school, and all those kids, one of them was one of my son's good friends, all those kids went into the office. No sooner did they get into the office and get down, the office was in like a cubicle, walled off, not cubicle, but it was walled off, and it had like a glass front with a window or something where you could reach through. Well, anyway, it was a safer place to be. And they all got down in the office. No sooner did they get off the bus to get into the school, their bus was whipped across the street and into a restaurant. So anyway, I'm at the hospital with my mom in Michigan. I drove all the way to Michigan. And I didn't even stop. And it's about 6 hours. And so I'm at the hospital and I'm watching this. I mean, the town looked, I mean, it's one of those towns where if you blink, you'll miss it. You know, it's like a cross light town. There's houses here or there, but it's all concentrated closer to the cross light. And so there's not much of it. And it was just obliterated. If you go back and watch the footage, you'll see what I mean. But, so I was watching it, and I was looking for the children because, I know all my son's friends. I'm sorry, August Uncommon is messaging me. I get messages. But anyway, uh, so I was looking. Well, my first thought was, oh my God, my son. I texted my dad and my brother, and I said, there's been a tornado. It took out Craig's school. I don't know where my son is. Please go find him. So my son, my dad is on one side of town. My brother's on the other side of town. They're both trying to get in. Nobody's letting them. There was no cell service for a while. And because, they got knocked down. And there was just no way to get a hold of anybody. And at that point, they released my mom from the hospital for me to take her home, and I've got to drive her home, and I don't know. And so, so while I'm driving, hardly able to keep it together, and I stopped at this, it was a Taco Bell, because I needed to pull over because I was having a panic attack. And I don't normally have those, but I was having one. And I was so sick, but I didn't have any food in my stomach. I hadn't ate. We was trying to get her to the doctor or the hospital to get that done, and I just dry heaved. And then finally I was like, well, I need to get my mom home. And she's like, you should let me drive. I'm like, I can't let you drive. You just had a procedure. I'll be okay. We'll get home. It wasn't very far. And I got her home, and I was watching on the TV. I still hadn't got a hold of anybody, waiting for somebody to give me a phone call. And I was watching on TV, searching for my son, for his friends, any of them. I was looking. There was people with blood from things hitting them, and just chaos, kids crying, and it was an utter nightmare. Before that time, I just, another tornado, and then look out the window for it. It was so stupid. Please, if you ever are in that situation, please don't think you'll be brave and watch it. No, this is cool, because it just isn't. But thank God, we only lost one person in that. Lost a lot of homes, but sorry I had to cut right there. I had gotten a phone call from my son. He's there picking up my Joann's order, but yes, we were fortunate, and I'm not saying that it was fortunate that we lost one person. We were fortunate that was all of the people that were lost. Obviously very, very, very sad for that family. And but anyway, yeah, so I was watching on the TV once I got my mom home, trying to see if trying to see if I could see anything myself, because all the news channels were out there, and they were doing all kinds of lives about it, and then so finally somebody got through to me and told me my son was home, and he got home because they let him go 15 minutes early. He had enough time to get in the house, and he wasn't even aware that stuff was going on. He wasn't aware of it. And so for him, but after that, it was very traumatizing, because they went into town, and they were helping go from door to door to look for people, survivors. And then there was this one lady, they had to climb over tree branches and stuff. Um, there was this one lady that was hurt in her house, and they helped her and we had a pickup truck at the time. They helped her and got her in the pickup truck and got her to some care, and they would go from house to house, and if there was nobody in the house, they would put an X on it with spray paint. The houses were already totaled. They weren't defacing houses. And then they would go on and check the next house. That way, people would know what was checked and what wasn't. And, people wouldn't keep checking, wasting resources to check the same house. And so when I found out my son was okay, I was so exhausted by that point that I couldn't drive back home right then. I would have so got in the car, but the very next, I went ahead and slept the best that I could. I mean, obviously I was able to sleep because I found out my son was okay. But then my next thought was, I need to get to my son, so I slept for a couple hours, got up really early in the morning, and drove all the way back. And so we lived at the time in Memphis, which is right next to Henryville, and all the towns are really, really tiny. Memphis is basically a truck stop town. That's about all it has. And so anyway, there was an exit right above Henryville that I would have got to first because I was coming from Michigan going south. And so I knew that they were at that exit because my brother had called me and told me that he had gathered the kids together and he took them to help at the, it was, what do you call those, rest area exits where it just has bathrooms and stuff. And the National Guard was collecting items for the town. And they had a semi truck, and they had my brother drive the semi truck to the rest area, and then they were loading the Army, National Guard were loading the trucks with the stuff. People would drive into the rest areas with cars full of stuff, and then those and water and stuff like that. And those soldiers and all the volunteers would take and load the stuff onto the thing. So he had my son, my husband. My husband didn't know until my brother come and told them because he was looking for them, because I called. And my brother told them what happened and said, "Come on, we're gonna go help." And so my son's first, before they even got to the rest area, they started with the town looking for people. And my son's first instinct was to go straight to his friend's house. And his friend's house was right behind the restaurant that the bus had went into. If that restaurant hadn't been there, that bus would have been into his friend's house. The adults put all of their children in a closet and put a mattress up against that, and then braced themselves the best they could outside the closet. And it just, people weren't prepared. It was something. And but their house, I mean, there was a little like shingles that needed to be fixed and stuff like that, but their house was mostly untouched. The house to the left and right of it, gone. I mean, it's crazy. There's no rhyme or reason, no pattern, you know, the best thing you can do is to get somewhere safe. Um, Not to be a hero, because you'll end up making more work for somebody else, or making your family very, very, you know, sad if they lose you. You know, it's just best to get somewhere safe. And then it's like when you're in an airplane and the oxygen masks come down. They say put yours on first before you put your child's on. That's it. You know, get yourself safe, and then when it's over, then you can go help other people. Um, be a hero in that way. You know. But so I drove 6 hours to get back, and I knew that they were at the rest area, and my brother told me, go home, it's okay, they're helping, they'll be all right. And I was like, no, I'm coming right there. And so my son is really tall. He's 6 foot, and he had his height by then. He was in the 10th grade. He had already got his full height, and he was there helping, and I was looking. You know, I'd parked on the outside, and I was looking for him, and he noticed me, and all of a sudden I see his head. You could see his hair. He had blonde hair. It's more dishwater brown now, but and curly, and you could see the top of his hair as he was bobbing and weaving in between people trying to get to me. He was okay until I got there, and he finally just, everything, emotions just released, and, you know, and I just gave him the biggest hug of his entire life. and just, and then I was, you know, nothing could have made me quit smiling at that point. I was just so happy. I knew he was alive by that point, but the relief of holding him, you know, I was just, it's indescribable. So, and then my nephews were there. My brother has 2 boys, and so I was like, I'm taking the children. I said, we're going. I let the adults handle the loading of the semi truck, and I took them to, like I said, Memphis is a truck stop town, and one of the restaurants in the truck stop was McDonald's, and I ordered them some food, and we sat, and there was a bunch of other kids from the school there. They were gathering and hugging and, you know, trying to get through the devastation that they had just witnessed. You know, it was like, and a lot of those kids still have issues that they're trying to overcome because of it. You know, it was very mentally straining. But I know it was just incredible. I've never seen anything like it. So now, even if the sirens go off and they're just testing them, we all just, it's like PTSD, you know. It was insane. If you go back and watch some of the videos, I did for like the first 2 years. I would rewatch the videos. But then I was like, okay, I've seen it, I've processed it, it's time to just let it go. But then sometimes something will come up. I don't even know what provoked me to even start talking about it now. But you know, the stuff that you go through, it's a process. It's just like that Shrek movie with Donkey, where he said onions have layers, or was it Shrek that said onions have layers? But anyway, when you're processing, you know, terrible things, things come in waves, you know, just like a peel of the onion. You'll process the next layer of whatever it is you went through, and then you'll get better and you'll go on. And I guess I needed to talk about it again. But yeah, it was something. Oh, I think it was because I think I may have been talking about how close we were or something. But yeah, I'm really gonna miss my baby. he'll be he'll be my baby till I don't have no breath anymore. I'll still call him my baby, and he's 25. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna really miss him when he moves to Japan. But there are plans already. We're talking about how we're going to visit, and also, like I said, we have FaceTime, which brings you closer together, and uh, and the video games. I don't know if I was talking about that. Oh, I talked about that in my last video. We can play video games together online, and just things like that. We'll keep in touch, and then we'll have visits and holidays. But anyway, yeah, life throws you some curveballs sometimes. But I am a firm believer in God doesn't put anything more on you than what you could bear. And apparently, people, I'm here to tell you, I obviously can bear a lot. um, I don't know. But anyway, see how this is coming out? It's kind of really pretty. I don't know if it'll look very stained glass, but I think this is going to work for my Granny Square crochet along. So I'll have to do a tutorial video on the Granny Square. And I don't know if you can call it a Granny Square if it's not in the Granny Square stitch. Somebody tell me, educate me on that one. But yeah, I'll have to do a tutorial and then tell you what materials you'll need. So it's going to be so laid back. You can do any Granny Square you want. I'm going to do a simple one, this one probably. And then I think I've got that to square size. I think I like it the best this way though. It looks like the black is running down. It's very pretty. But then it also looks pretty this way. But anyway. I might put one more row on that. But I'll have to count and make sure that... I'll do the measuring to make sure it's just as wide as it is tall. But, so it'll be really easy. You do any Granny Square you want as long as it's... And you can do it any size you want. But I'm going to do a lap blanket, so I'm going to do so many squares on the bottom and so many tall. And, of course, the edging. And you can work at it on your own pace, but I'll get on and I'll show my, I guess, tiles, you'd call them, and show my progress on the blanket. And I'll figure out a way to have probably my Instagram. People could message me on the Instagram their pictures, and then if you tell me the yarn you use, the hook you use, and what your plans were. Oh no, that's different. that was the hats challenge, which I'm also going to do. But you could do the same for the squares. Tell me the yarn you use, the square design that you're going to make, and then and a picture, and that'll be for the make along, and I'll share those. I'm not doing a giveaway on the blanket make along, but I am on the hats for the homeless challenge, and I'll have that more figured out later. But anyway, so yeah, that's our crocheting chat, you guys, and I really like this. I like this yarn. And I don't feel like I did well with the granny stitch. I mean, it would look pretty, but not I feel like with the black around the edge, there was too much black. You would only know if you were crocheting it. You didn't get to see that one. I should have took a picture. It was just the black was pooling in a certain spot, and it didn't look very stained glass to me. But anyway, well, I hope I didn't depress you guys by talking about all that. I mean, circumstances are circumstances, and we go through a lot of things, and, you know, we all, as a town, kind of really, I've told you a little bit about it before, we've all kind of bonded over that, and you know, everybody's a lot closer, and, everybody was helping each other, and it was just really great, that part. There's tons and tons of stories, and there's lots of anniversary vids and stuff on that, so if you're interested, you can go check it out. I'm done checking it. I did the first couple of years, and after that, I was like, to even hear a siren on the fire trucks go off, it is just scary. It brings back memories for the kids, you know. Well, my son's class are all grown up now, you know. But it still somewhat affects them. But anyway, yeah, I sure hope I didn't. I wasn't intending to. Just sometimes you get to talking, and I'll show you my Christmas card that I got. It's really, really pretty. It's like handcrafted. I don't want to take it out of its plastic, but like there's a bird on top of the background, so it's lifted up a little bit, and then there's the stone that they put in the star, and it's a peace dove, and it has a really nice saying in it, but I don't want to read it. But I got this at the dollar store, and I think it says peace on earth on his tummy. And then I picked up these package stickers for the presents. There's really cute animals on there. I thought those were adorable. So I got a bunch of those stickers. And I already showed you the owl that I got. And I will be doing an unbagging video of the yarn that I got from Joann's. I might do that late tonight and then post it for tomorrow. But anyway, just apologies if I triggered anybody and made them sad, because that was not my intention. Sometimes I get to be a chatty Cathy, and I maybe overshare. But anyway, I did want to show you that yarn and how it worked up. And I will be doing a tutorial on what the block is going to look like. I might do one for a granny square, if for the people that want to do a granny square, and then do one for it this way. But anyway, for our make along, or crochet along, or whatever along you want to call it. Yeah, we kind of went down a dark path there. But the good news is you know, things are nice and cheerful at Christmas time, and I'm really excited about the holidays and all the making that is going on. I'm doing more making now. I was trying to finish up some last minute things, um, but I had to get the hats done so that I could do this. You know, I'm like, I got to do this, and then I got to do this, and then I got to do this. Um, but yeah. Uh, Love you guys. Thank you for putting up with me. I am your crazy American friend. um, yeah, take me as I am, I guess. Well, as always, and I didn't do it today, if you can share your joy in your little corner of the world, share your craft, share your passion, um, share your baking. If you're baking cookies or anything for the holidays, take a little extra to the neighbor or whatever. Um, make some washcloths or make a spa gift basket or whatever. If you can't, or feed somebody, invite somebody over for dinner if it's safe to do so. And spread your joy that way. But if you can't do anything else, as you're walking past somebody, if you could just give them a beautiful smile, it will make the world of difference. You never know what they've been through that day, and they may be thinking the whole world is against them, or they may be really sad, and then they think nobody is noticing their sadness or whatever, and you give them a beautiful smile. It lets them know that somebody cares, and I know it makes a difference. It has happened to me. I've heard people talk about it. So be a little joy bomb in your corner. And if you can't do anything else, just give them a beautiful smile. And if we all take care of our little corner of the world, things can't do anything but get better. I love you guys. Bye-bye.